Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and we are going to do our campaign update. Now, a lot of changes have happened. Before I took my big trip, and if you follow me at all, you know that I took about a 2-week trip to help my buddy move back to Pennsylvania, and because I documented kind of as I went, I did videos and I did Twitter and Instagram and that kind of shit along the way. A lot of gaming content, we went to game places and stuff like that. So you know about that. Well, before we went on that trip, I was doing our campaign updates every week based upon the Dalmanwood campaign that Jonathan was DMing back here. And since that time, Jonathan is swamped at work. So doing what he does, the summertime's his busiest time of year. So he is going to take a hiatus from DMing, and Brad has taken over, and we're revisiting Brad's campaign. His campaign is known as the Galley. We don't know why. We still don't know why it's called the Galley, but I'm sure at some point we're going to find out. It's a homebrew game world that he has devised, and he has yet to name it. He's still trying to come up with a name for the actual homebrew game world. We are using first edition AD&D rules for this particular campaign. Now, this campaign, Brad's campaign, we have rotated through several times. So I DM, Jonathan DMs, Brad DMs, and we've on this particular campaign, my character's 9th level, so we have definitely played this quite a bit. So you can actually go back, way back before the Dalmanwood campaign updates, and you can actually see Brad's campaign as well. But for brevity's sake, we're just going to do a quick catch-up here. In our party in this game world, we have myself, I play a character named Cleavite, and he is a cleric of Alcerian. That's the deity that he serves. We have a ranger magic user named Narmasil, played by Jonathan. We have a human barbarian named Sigrid, played by Stesha. We have and then we have a new character to replace a character in this campaign called Flint, that character's been retired by Niels, and Niels rolled a new character, an elven thief named Xanadu. And we had a brand new player to the table, Chris, who rolled up a paladin, which is very difficult to do in first edition, but he did have the stats to do it. So he got to roll he got to create a paladin named Lionel, and Brad is starting that character off at 1st level, even though the rest of us are like 8th, 9th level, or whatever. That character will progress quickly, will gain levels very quickly because of the content that we're doing. But he did start him out at 1st level. So that is the party that we have right now. We also have another player named Derek who will be coming into the fold this Friday. We're trying to stack the room with a lot of players so that when 1 or 2 people may have to miss a week, we don't have to cancel. We still have enough players to run the game. So we've got another one of our old friends, Derek, who played here a while back. He's coming back, and we're not sure what he's going to roll up, but we'll find out when he does. So the bottom line is that we have done, in this campaign, we have done all kinds of different adventures and so forth in this campaign. You can go way back in the campaign updates and find it if you wish. My character at one point decided, because of the amount of gold we were amassing and so forth, as a cleric, I had to do something with my gold to benefit, the church and our fellow people and all that stuff. So Cleavite built a keep somewhere along the road between major cities, and most of the travel is done through teleporting in this game world, because the wilderness areas, the open road and everything is pretty dangerous. But those that do choose to travel, I created a keep, and I called it the keep of the Abbey of the Devoted Adventurer. is the name of it, and it's meant to be like a resting place when people are on the road. They can come in and rest and get something to eat and so forth. And of course, at that time, the priests of Alcerian that work for me at the Abbey will, of course, be trying to recruit them into the fold, obviously. So that keep, of course, is my main homestead, as it would be. And starting off this particular session, Brad said that I had gotten summoned to one of the major cities by the church. And so my character went and found out that if you go back and look at the old campaign updates, there was these the Council of Seven evil entities that were believed to be causing a lot of the turmoil and so forth and unrest in the realm. And we had dealt with at least one of them, maybe two, and we were trying to identify it because all we had was initials. We were trying to identify the rest of the members of the seven. So I go and I get summoned, and the upper echelon of the clerics in the church say, okay, we know that some of them were working with the Dark Lord Jubilex to try and summon demons and so forth to the realm to take over and so forth. And our party, getting to the point where we are now, we had done battle with those minions quite a bit. So in this meeting that we're having, the clerics tell me that that seems to have been calmed down. Like the activity involving Jubilex has seemed to calm down, whether it was due to our efforts or ours plus somebody else's, etc. So they're just letting me know, that seems to be on the QT right now. However, the Council of the Seven, you meaning me and my group of individuals, adventure party, could continue to pursue the members of the Seven. And also during this meeting, they say that while I was traveling there, they got word from somebody from my keep who had found something on the outskirts. There was some kind of chasm that had opened up, mysterious chasm that had opened up, and that I should return back and investigate that. So kind of those were our marching orders. And then, of course, I summoned the rest of the adventuring party to meet up with me at the keep, and because we're going to go investigate this new chasm that has opened up and so forth. So we do that. We end up going out to this, it's probably 2 miles from my abbey, and we had some people that were watching it, just observing it. And when we get out there, the NPCs tell us, the guards that were watching it say, they've seen some very strange birds flying above that have like a bird form but no features. If that makes any sense. Kind of like a shadowy bird figure type thing swirling about. And then they had seen some like two-headed giants going down into the chasm, known as Ettins. And that there was also this kind of possibly somewhat noxious smoke coming out of the chasm that is irritating, when you breathe it and so forth. Not necessarily poison, but definitely irritating when you breathe it, more like sulfur, etc. So we decide, okay, we're going to go ahead and investigate. And we start going down this thing. And in our travels, along the way, at some point we camped and we got attacked by gnolls. And of course, our only first level character, the first level paladin, was on guard duty when the gnolls attacked. And luckily, he woke everybody up. We were able to dispatch with the gnolls. And then at another time, we got attacked in camp, we got attacked by some poisonous spiders, giant spiders. Now, by the way, I do live tweeting from the game Every Friday, I take pictures of the game mat and all that stuff, and I tweet that stuff out. So a lot of people follow just by the pictures and stuff as I'm doing it. So we had to deal with the gnolls, the giant spiders. We ended up encountering a group of bugbears along the way at some point. And our magic user, our ranger magic user, actually cast suggestion on them and convinced them, because it was a large group of bugbears, convinced them that their best course of action would be to retreat and to leave, and they did. So good on the magic user for doing that. And so we end up making our way down into this chasm, and we get to a point where there's like these long tubular passages that have been worked. They're actual good stonework and everything. And we continue following these things, and we get to a point where we encounter these Ettins, these giant two-headed giant guys, which was quite a fight because they hit hard. We managed to take them out, and then we found that there was this room with almost like a purple mounds area of like earth or whatever, mysterious like purplish color, and then there were these fungus type creatures on the mounds and whatnot. And as we got closer, they started making that shrieking noise, telling you that they're shriekers. There's a creature in first edition called shriekers, and so we had to fight the shriekers. But in fighting them, the purple stuff underneath was shooting out like these some kind of like weird sticks that would stick into you, and it would cause necrosis. And one of the characters, I think it was the barbarian, she got it in her leg, and it was turning her leg black and everything. And I did cure disease as the cleric. I did cure disease on her, and it helped. It stopped whatever the disease was from progressing. The sticks fell out and all that. I got hit. My character got hit, and the DM rolled it at random to see where I got hit. My character got hit in the groin. So I had necrosis in the groin on my cleric. I cast a cure disease on myself as well there, but there's some damage that was already done. Same thing with the barbarian's leg. So we're going to have to look into that further once we get to like some, maybe a temple of Alcerian where there's higher level clerics or whatever. Not looking forward to that, to finding out what's going on there. But anyway, so we took out the shriekers and whatever that purple shit was and all that. And I think that was pretty much it. So we're basically in the thick of it trying to figure out what this is down here in this chasm, because there is structures down here that have been built. And we know that there were giants down here, and there's all kinds of funky stuff going on. So Juoblex, the Lord Juoblex, is the like lord of the slimes and the fungus or whatever. So I'm not saying that, they were telling me that seemed like it had quieted down. The other clerics were saying it had quieted down, but I'm not convinced of that because we just ran into this weird fungus stuff. So who knows? But anyway, that is the return to the campaign known as the Galley, DM'd by Brad. So that's where we're at. We're trying to continue to investigate this area down here, and we'll go from there. And we got Derek. So this Friday we're playing again. So we have Derek coming back. So that'll be another character to the fold. We'll be without the thief, because played by Niels, because Niels is going to be out of town for a couple of weeks. So that's why we had added some extra players so that we can keep going even when we're down some people or whatever. So anyway, guys, that is the campaign update. If there's any questions, put them down below and so forth, and the next live or whatever I can answer them. And until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.